was moving past them. No, he corrected himself. It was standing still. The ship was moving past it. Certainly. Abe craned his neck around, trying to get a better view of the iceberg as it slipped past. The far edge of it appeared to the left and sailed by, leaving nothing but the inky black of the moonless, night-shrouded sea behind. Unlike yourself, this is hardly my first time across the big pond. Are they always like this? Quinn watched the white slab recede until it moved too far into the darkness to be seen. Abe pursed his lips. Usually they're not quite so close. Do you think we hit it? That would explain that rumbling from before. Quinn strove to keep any note of concern from his voice. How bad would that be? Abe clapped Quinn on the back. Another day on another ship, that might be trouble, but not here and now, he said with a smile. The ship we're on is unsinkable, after all. Quinn suppressed a shiver by heading for the forward exit. He didn't put much faith in this unsinkable label the press had slapped on the Titanic. The arrogance of it bothered him. As he walked, Quinn downed the last of his whiskey and handed the glass to the steward, resplendent in his stiff white uniform, who held the door open for the two young men. Abe held on to his, raising his glass to the steward as if offering a toast. They emerged next to the aft grand staircase, and Quinn felt the pull of their stateroom just 2 decks below. He hesitated there for a moment. You're not heading for bed? Abe gestured toward the wide stairs sweeping downward into the ship. I'm impressed. Finally learning to put that job of yours behind long enough to enjoy the journey of your lifetime? Quinn shrugged off Abe's ribbing. It had been a long day filled with food, drink, and far more sunshine than Quinn was used to seeing as a solicitor with his father's firm. I'd like to see what happened. He abandoned the stairs and walked out onto the promenade instead. The icy winds cut into him the moment he shoved open the door, and if Abe hadn't been right behind him, Quinn might have turned back at that point and headed for his warm, safe bed. Instead, he tugged his thin dinner jacket closer around him and stuffed his hands in his pockets, heading for the ship's bow. You sure you don't want another little something to ward off the cold? Abe swirled his whiskey in his glass as he caught up with Quinn. I have a little left in my flask still. Quinn shook his head. I just want to see what happened, he said. Abe smirked. That's right, he said. Find new experiences. Squeeze everything you can out of life. I like this new side of you. A new Quinn for the new world. Quinn snorted at the image. I don't have an idle life ahead of me when I reach New York. Unlike you, I still have to work for a living. Abe grimaced. Yes, and that's a damn shame, that is. International law sounds like the sort of thing that shouldn't be discussed in polite society. Fortunately, there's only you here, Quinn said. Not so true. Abe pointed up the deck at a group of people standing alongside the forward railing and peering down at the side of the mighty ship. But I don't think they'll mind. Quinn and Abe joined the rubberneckers and stared down at the ship below. Spotlights illuminated the lower decks all the way out to the gigantic vessel's prow. Quinn spotted chunks of ice scattered across the forecastle, and a handful of passengers from steerage had picked them up to launch an impromptu snowball fight with each other. What happened? Abe asked one of the men leaning over the railing, a middle-aged chap dressed in an overcoat flung over his nightclothes. You had to have seen the iceberg go past, the man said. We hit it, best as I can tell. Doesn't seem to have done the ship a smidgen of harm, though. He pointed over the railing at the side. Not a scratch on her. Not that we can see, said Quinn. There's a lot of this ship that rides below the waterline. Abe nudged Quinn in the shoulder. Do you hear sirens going off? Do you feel the ship listing to the side? He gestured in the direction of the bridge. A pair of officers stood there chatting. Do those seasoned